last night was rough.
We woke up about every 3 hours because it got really cold in the van. And we had a timer set to heat the car. I guess the van has that feature, but it felt like it was just blowing cold air. So then we had to get up about every 3 hours and turn the car on to heat it up, and then go back to sleep. Surprisingly, our sleeping bags were very, very warm. Those were great. It's just our noses were a little cold. Yeah.
Well, they suggested us to have the windows cracked a little bit. And so that was to keep the moisture from building up too much inside of the van, and it got so cold whenever we did that. But because of the rough night, we ended up accidentally sleeping in until close to like 11. So we're foregoing showering. We just hopped out of the kitchen, just threw some instant oatmeal together, and we were trying to head out the door because we were going to drive the Golden Circle this morning.
Which online it recommended giving yourself like 6 hours to do that. I don't know if we're gonna have that much daylight, but we're gonna get as far as we can. Our first stop is Thingvellir National Park. So we were driving along on our way to the national park, and we saw a bunch of cars over at this little pull-out area, and so we stopped and we looked, and it's this huge frozen lake, and it just looks really, really huge, and the entire thing is frozen. So it's really pretty but really windy, so we quickly got back in the car. We're gonna keep going.
First stop of Thingvellir National Park. We don't know what there is exactly here to see, but there's a huge outlook over here with tons of people on it and a big shop, like gift shop. So we're gonna go see what these people are looking at, and then we're probably gonna eat our lunch here. They also have bathrooms, so maybe we'll do that, and then we'll be on our way to the next one. But let's go see what this view is. Hopefully something impressive.
We are walking up this little trail to see what this view is that everybody keeps going to look. Another view. It might be the same thing, but we're gonna go see. But we've seen lots of people slip on these stairs, so we're gonna be very, very careful.
So it looks like a pretty neat national park that you can go and hike around and walk around as much as you want to. You do have to pay to get in the parking lot. We saw that on our way out in the bathroom. We had to pay 1,000 Icelandic crowns to be able to park here. And there's cameras at the front. I think take pictures of your license plates. Anyways, we would rather not walk around out in the wind. It's not necessarily super cold, just crazy windy. We have come back to our car. We're gonna eat our lunch, and then we're gonna move on. There's a geyser and some waterfalls next that we wanna go see next. And then we also wanna get to our campsite before it gets too late. So we're gonna just eat real quick and then move on to our next stop. Driving in Iceland so far hasn't been too bad because you're on the right side of the road, and they can handle the winter roads pretty well, so most of them are clear, but you're driving along and all of a sudden you'll just hit like these wide out patches where the wind is just blowing crazy horizontally. Look like this car's off the road. Yeah, the wind's just blowing horizontally, and then the snow is just going nuts. So
wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's just like we're hitting a wide out patch right now. So we got through that wide out portion and we're kind of back in a clear area. But like I was saying, the driving hasn't been too bad. The tires on this camper that it came with have like little studs in them, so they are able to grip really well. So we haven't had troubles moving around the ice or the snow at all. And then some of the roads have been packed with snow, but it has handled it like a champ. No big deal. So some of these whiteout roads, we just try to get behind a few cars, you know, obviously not super close behind them, but just kind of follow them closely. And then there's some other people behind us. But I think because it's such a touristy traveled road, you don't have to worry too much about being lost out here all alone. There are some other roads that I would be careful about looking at going down, just because you don't know if other people will be on it, I guess. So Aubrey's been checking the road conditions for us on the website and able to see if some of the roads are going to be closed or not, so we can know not to go down the ones that are going to be dangerous and not passable.
We just pulled into the parking lot for the Geyser, and immediately we can smell sulfur, so we know we're in the right place. And we had to park across the street, and now we're walking over to the actual Geyser. So let's go see.
The Geyser stop. So we're done checking out the geysers now. It was very cool. This place wasn't actually as windy as the other places, so the temperature wasn't too bad. We're looking at like 34, 36 degrees Fahrenheit. But then the geyser steam coming off warmed you up a little bit, along with the terrible sulfur smell that came off of it. So the really big one was really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. That's my favorite thing we've seen so far.
Yeah, and this place was really cool too, because it was all completely free, including the parking. You didn't have to pay for anything. And right across the street was gift shops, coffee shops, restaurants, a little cafeteria, and like a clothing store. So there's a great place to pop in and get warm and check out some souvenirs, I guess, if you want to do that.
Yeah. And so now we're going to drive about 10 minutes up the road and go see Gullfoss, which is the golden waterfall. So we're going to go see that. Made it to Gullfoss, which is also known as the Golden Waterfall, and it looks really cool. A lot of it's frozen, but we can see a lot of it ready.
It is roaring and it's windy, and there's tons of people. So let's go fight the crowd and see if we can get a good shot. So that's the falls. When the wind's on our back, it's not too bad, but when that wind is blowing,
It's crazy.
it is brutal. Also, if you have ice cleats,
Bring them. I have some and I have not fallen when I've been wearing them, that is. But they have helped a lot because a lot of Iceland, what we're seeing is like outside nature things that you're going to see. So you're walking on a lot of trails and there's lots of ice. So I'm not sure about in the summer, but definitely in the winter, it is crazy icy. It's called Iceland, for goodness sake. So get some cleats or those little spike things that you put on your shoes.
I don't have any.
And he had a nasty fall a little bit ago, so
I'm fine.
those are important. So in that restaurant, we were able to buy our spot to camp in tonight. And the good thing about these is you don't have to make a reservation. And of course, in the winter, it's not very busy. There's only one other person with a van tonight. But we were able just to walk up, get our spot, and we also had to pay for shower access. So now we are sitting in our dark van, trying to get warm.
So hopefully tonight will go a lot better than last night. Oh, and if you can't tell, our van is completely dark.
There's not a lantern or anything.
No, we can't figure out how to turn the light on in the back. So I'm just holding up my phone to hopefully give us some lighting. But anyway, so hopefully tonight will go a lot better than last night, even though it's a lot colder outside actually. So we're warming up the van right now. I don't know if you can hear the heater blowing. So hopefully it will be warm for us. We'll see. But thanks so much for watching. Again, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe so that you can keep traveling along with us and seeing how camping goes in the middle of February in Iceland. So thanks so much for traveling with us again. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.